And we have returned! Ascension eSports Dragon League. I gotta fix that, don't I? Yeah, that's supposed to say Dragon. Anyway, Ascension eSports Dragon League, about to get right back into this after a long delay. We're finally getting back into it. Guardian Angels versus Super Saiyan 4. I'm your caster, Decerux, followed by my co-caster, who will be joining us in just a second. It is the coach of Guardian Angels. No bias, I swear. It's Nick Cage. So he'll join us in just a second. We are getting ready to go into the game, finally at last, after a very long delay. Due to that delay, which was at the fault of the Super Saiyan 4s, unfortunately unable to find an emergency sub in time, they do forfeit one game. So this series is now at game point for both teams. This is at 1-1 apiece. So we are gonna get into Champion Select. JK, full bamboozle. Gonna find out what just happened. Unfortunately, a client crash of all things. Okay, so we did have a client crash. We will be getting the Champ Select very soon. He is now back in. Alright, so we shall be getting into the game in just a second. So, when I said we're about to get into the game, I was actually pretty serious. But apparently I was joking. Okay, we are getting into the game now. Apologies, we do have a little bit of a stream issue we're fixing at the moment. Everything is set and we are getting into the picks and bans. On that note, we do have two role swaps and 3 emergency subs on the side of the Super Saiyan 4s, which outright means that they have 0 bans. And it's going to be interesting to see how that plays into the mindset. See how that plays into the mindset of the Super Saiyan 4s. Fixing up the title, getting everything a little sorted out, as this has turned out to be a very interesting turn of events. My co-caster will be joining me shortly, as he is taking part of the banning process of Guardian Angels. I swear he's going to be unbiased. We'll find out soon enough. First ban goes out. It is a Gragas ban. Well, no, a very successful pick that Storm was able to use. We see that Storm is going to the ADC role, which should be interesting to see how that plays out. Possibly not going to have as much synergy as they did before. Meanwhile, in the bot lane of Super Saiyan 4s, it is Storm and Darkblade Wolf. They both played together on the team before, Sharkbait Uha in the previous season of Dragon League. But in that season, it was Darkblade on mid and Storm on jungle. So we're going to see how their synergy works out in this type of matchup, where they're in these very off roles for them. So once again, Super Saiyan 4s have 0 bans. 3 emergency subs, 2 role swaps, gets rid of all 5 bans. We do see the Malzahar taken away from Cranked for the win, which, by the way, Cranked absolutely did some pretty disgusting things in the last game. Able to really utilize that Malzahar pick. Overall, all of Super Saiyan 4 utilized their picks quite well. So yeah, Nick Cage will be joining us once he finishes his picks and bans with his team. We have a very unorthodox, haphazard type cast we got going on here. So yeah, the Caitlyn picked up on the side of the Super Saiyan 4s, which is a very teamfight-oriented champion. You can either go for the full AP or the AD build, but the AD build much more popular currently. And we do have an alert. Nope, Kennen is actually Caitlyn, so talked about that for no reason. Yeah. So the Caitlyn picked up for Foley? Not sure how to say that, but we'll just go with Foley. Interesting to see the Caitlyn picked up. They are showing their cards quite early when it comes to the bot lane, but Caitlyn is highly contested. Once again, we were talking earlier in the last game that Caitlyn, most ADCs have been going to super meta build, where it's the Infinity Edge into the double crit items, and it just does a lot of damage, especially considering how often you're critting. We do see the Udyr getting picked up, along with the Urgot, which is most likely going to be a placeholder if they actually lock that in. On the side of Guardian Angels, however, Jarvan and Braum picked up. Oh, freaking autoplay. Anyway. Yeah, we do have a Brand picked up, and this is what I was talking about last game. Angel of Night, one of our best champions, was Brand, that we were able to spot out on her match history. 30 games played. In the last 30 games played, Brand was played 9 times with a whopping 78% win rate. That's something pretty destructive right there, something they wanted to get rid of, and now that they have no bans, they're forced to let a lot of the Guardian Angels onto their comfort picks. On that note, we are getting into the second set of bans. Kalista banned out. A little bit weird on the Kalista ban because it's no longer Riven who was playing the Kalista from the last game. Riven in the jungle. Name of the player, not of the role. But we are going to get out of Champion Select because why? Who wants to be a Champion Select? Huh? So we are having a bit of an issue in terms of communication. We'll get that sorted out soon enough. Very unfortunate. The issue we're having was the placeholders were not properly communicated on the side of Super Saiyan 4s. So we're having a discussion right now that's going to be sorted out pretty soon. Hopefully we can get on with this game. We need to get Diamond Zombie back into his position before we can start off, but for now it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. Not gonna be the same composition whatsoever. So they are discussing the picks and downs at the moment. Unfortunately, a lot of technical delays coming through. Hoping to be rid of these technical delays so we can get into the game already. And from what we can tell, the bans are going to be last two bans on the side of Super Saiyan 4 is going to be Thresh and Valkaz. Taking away that Thresh from Darkblade Wolf, actually pretty key. Darkblade played a pretty nice Thresh, played overall very well in the game. They are going for a Draven pick on the side of Guardian Angels. For those of you who don't know, there is no chat select right now. It is being done verbally to save time, which is a little bit strange, I know, but yeah, sometimes things get a little bit weird around here. So yeah, for any of you just joining us, this is Ascension eSports Dragon League. And Ascension eSports, here we host a number of tournaments, specifically LCS-style tournaments with a regular season and playoffs. And for Dragon League, this is for players in Bronze through Silver. We also have an Elder League, which is for Gold through Platinum, a Phoenix League, which is for all divisions, Open League, and we also have an in-house rank ladder. So if you're interested in joining Ascension eSports, please check the links down below. You see the links on our stream right now. Check out our Discord, check out our subreddit. We hope to see you here soon. But as for now, picks being discussed on both teams, and we will get into the official champion select and finally get into this game. On that note, for those of you just joining us as well, it's Nick Cage will be our guest color caster. He is the coach of Guardian Angels. Hopefully not a biased caster, but with a little bit of the silly shenanigans we've been having lately, we are looking to sort this out. And sometimes you got to take an unorthodox method to fix some things. Nautilus picked on the side of the Super Saiyan 4s, looking for that final pick to come in so we can get started on the game. Hopefully they get through these picks quite quickly because no one else loves lulls in action like I do. And 25 seconds more pick time on the side of Super Saiyan 4s. They are stalling out quite a bit. They need to hurry up with these picks, unfortunately. They have gone with the Nautilus. 10 seconds left on the pick timer. And they go with Lulu and Nautilus. And the last pick on the side of the Guardian Angels is going to be Galio. We saw that used in the previous game, not to much effect. They had a great composition that was meant for team fighting, but couldn't really get the most out of it. The teams are locked in at this rate, so we should be getting into the official champion select finally. And just so you guys know, Nick Cage did promise me that he wasn't going to be biased on this cast. I have a feeling if his team does bad, he is going to get a little bit on edge. We'll find out. So, yep. Just more blank space. More time to kill. I'm just here, waiting for this game to start, you know? Sometimes you cast, sometimes you just sit around and have a monologue about how life can be. I'll tell you what, life's okay sometimes, you know? sometimes you just gotta look up and, you know, see how life's going, see how things are going, and realize that it's not so bad. You're playing League of Legends with some friends. Sometimes. Casting a game. Why complain? Why be angry all the time? Just have a great time, you know? Just enjoy life. Life's short, man. Life's short. Too short to be angry. All smiles here. Now we are having a bit of issues. We are sorting it out. We are going to get into the champ select. We did have a little bit of hostile feelings, but we are getting through this now. And the picks on the screen aren't the actual picks. Just a little bit of a spectator bug. So the real picks will come up soon enough. Getting through this draft phase. Surprisingly, no bans going out to kind of hurry up this situation. I mean, not much to say. It's been a rough start to this matchup, and really hoping we can get this underway.
Hey, wake up.
So, once again, another assortment of issues coming out, unfortunately.
Let's go.
All right, and Nick Cage.
I'm here, baby.
Finally here.
After my long-awaited arrival, I'm here, and hopefully this team is going to be here in time.
Still having a bit of issues, Angel of Night and Angel of Ninja. MIA at the current moment, hopefully going to return.
Apparently we're remaking the lobby, as there was an issue with the lobby, so apparently we're just going to remake the lobby.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Dragon League, baby, Dragon League.
Oh, I think we gotta start using the LOL mock drafting.
I will say this from watching this in-house, this lobby room, rivalry. The rivalry has been born.
Yeah, absolutely. So I gotta ask,
Yes.
what went wrong in the last game, according to you?
I think that our team lost focus of what the win condition was. I felt that there were times when we were miscommunicating. I think that one thing that is causing us some struggle is that we have a support sub. And Arrow is typically our shot caller, or is one of our shot callers at a couple moments. And I think that we're missing a little bit of structure when it comes to what we as a team are going to be doing. But I think we're going to recover quite well in this game. I think there were some things that everyone received pretty well from what I was saying, and I think we'll bounce back.
All right, we will see how well the bounce back is. There is also the issue on the side of Super Saiyan 4s having 0 bans, which means Angel Knight does get to play that brand that was banned out in the first game.
Yeah, it's something that she has wanted to do whenever she has the opportunity to, and unfortunately was banned last game, and so we went to the Oriana. But now, after the assortment of issues that have led us to this point, we're going to go ahead and rock the brand.
So we should be getting in the game pretty soon. Still having a little bit of issues getting everyone into the room. We just need the sub for Super Saiyan 4 to join along.
And then we need to get an LCS order because the sub is actually the top laner, so even more things to worry about.
Fun, more shenanigans. Why not? So yeah, they are getting the LCS order, and I think
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't. Oh, you said it. It's been about 40 minutes since the last game.
Oh goodness! I think it's finally time.
Oh, we are? I think we are. All right.
Here we go. Super
Is
Saiyan
this-
4 versus Guardian Angels. The official pick ban at last. Finally here after 40 minutes. I'm Decerux. Here's Nick Cage. Just getting a ban.
That's
man.
me. All right. We're going to set some placement bans. We've already gone through what the bans are going to be, so I can kind of fill in what our bans will be. These placements, actually. What our bans were going to be were Malzahar. Caused us some problems last game, so we're just going to get rid of that. Zach and Gragas.
I shall endure. Understood.
So speeding through this so we can finally get into the actual game. Hopefully with no more people leaving for no reason.
And there goes my champion pool with that Akale ban.
Alright, so now I finally get to see these team comps and actually get some analysis on it.
All right, let's go.
It's been such a disaster for the last 40 minutes, and
It really has been.
sorry to the viewers, but we are finally on track. Well, I'm going to start talking to Dole about just using the pick man tool.
I think that'd be a good idea. I know that's something that other teams do, particularly in scrims, and it tends to speed things up and creates less confusion, especially when there's placement picks. But on the side of Guardian Angels, obviously we're going for a team kind of team fight composition. Gloryhound finally able to play his coveted Draven. He's only been able to play that once so far. And it's also his birthday, so he's able to play his ADC champion main finally in a Dragon League game.
Happy birthday to Gloryhound, then. That being said, I really wanted to root for Super Saiyan 4 quite early because I do like the underdog story. But with so many comfort picks free to be picked up by Guardian Angels, it looks like a really rough game for Super Saiyan 4.
Well, I will try to be as unbiased as possible, but no promises this game. I will say the one thing that I do like about Super Saiyan's team is I do like the Caitlyn pickup here, especially early on in the draft. They have a Kennen swap out for Caitlyn. I think that's going to be potentially particularly effective if they can manage to provide a good front line with Nautilus, Udyr, and Swain. I think that could present some problems for Guardian Angels. I think would behoove Guardian Angels to build some Grievous Wounds items early. I would even go so far as to say maybe Sejuani getting a early Thornmail, because now that applies Grievous Wounds, it's going to provide her some protection against Udyr, and particularly Clayton. She deals with the front line, so Swain's probably going to be more towards the back line. So that'd be an item that she's particularly interested in early.
And I mean, one thing we saw that came out from Super Saiyan 4 in the previous game is they knew how to fight these scrappy, skirmishy fights. But now, it's a much more questionable in the terms that they do have another sub, and they were forced to do another role swap
Yes.
because of that sub. So now It's like, you don't have Superstorm in the top lane, and it's, it's this random unknown that we don't know too much about.
Absolutely, and I think that as the coach for the opposing team, it was I couldn't really know what exactly they wanted to do, and so I just targeted out some picks that we felt that would give our composition trouble, and I think that's one of the mistakes. And I'm going to comment a little bit about Dragon League in general. I think that there is too much emphasis on comfort picks, and I think that their ban phase should also be the thought of what does well against the team that we're going to be facing. The Zac ban, for example, we didn't want to deal with Draven and Brand in the backline, and the Gragas is something as a source of disruption for what our team engaged can do in splitting us up. So we wanted to get rid of picks that could also disrupt what we were trying to accomplish, on top of the fact that their players do play Gragas.
So on that note, with 25 seconds left on the spectator delay, looks like it's finally going to happen. We're finally going to get in the game. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Will Guardian Angels stay undefeated? Nick Cage thinks so.
Okay, of course.
I'm just waiting for something terrible to happen right now.
I am too. I'm waiting with bated breath.
Alright, finally gonna get into this load screen. And I swear to God, if there's a pause at the start of this game.
Pause party, baby.
So yeah, to update the viewers who are just joining in, this is a best-of-3 matchup in the regular season of Dragon League between Guardian Angels and Super Saiyan 4. Super Saiyan 4 able to take out Guardian Angels in Game 1 through very skirmishy team fights that worked out superbly for them, as Guardian Angels had a hard time working out their win condition on their composition. But due to some technical mishaps, Guardian Angels have won Game 2 via forfeit. Now we are getting into Game 3, 1-1 apiece, match point for both teams. Zero bounds on the side of Super Saiyan 4 lets out some comfort picks to the Guardian Angels. And now we are going to get into the game at last and see how this whole entire thing finally plays out.
One thing I will note here is that the support Diamond Zombie opted to pick Exhaust as opposed to having a double ignite for Swain. that might be something that maybe pays off dividends or does not pay off later on in this game progresses.
Should be interesting to see how that plays out.
Additionally, Gloryhound going with a longsword start, so really looking to potentially bully out this Caitlyn early on if she can get the appropriate lead. If he can get the appropriate lead.
But that is a little bit tricky to do because when you take a Braum, you're also taking somewhat of a weak laning phase for better engage and better catch if he can get it. And Caitlyn Lulu is nothing to really scoff at. It's really potent at abusing, and that's going to make it hard for Diamond Zombie to really get in there and help Gloryhound find good trades.
Good invade starting, so we can get some early vision on their red. So now that Guardian Angels know or have some evidence that Idira is starting blue side now, so hopefully that our jungler can adapt appropriately.
Yeah, and that's one thing I had to commend on the side of Guardian Angels. They did play the level 1 vision game so nicely, but Super Saiyan 4 actually responded to it so nicely as well. It felt very competitive for a Dragon League game to see that kind of vision battle.
And one thing that did happen earlier on was that when Graves, there was some suspicion on the part of Guardian Angels when they were invaded on, and instead of trying to do a counter invade to respond, we tried to rotate a little too late, and it caused early first blood to occur.
That being said, we are getting mirrored blue buff starts from both junglers. And, well, since you have all the insider knowledge for this team, what's the idea with this blue start for the Sejuani? What's the path?
So right now, we suspected the blue deer was going to invade, and if you notice, we actually have a red ward already here, so hopefully our Sejuani counters invades their red, as we kind of sniff this one out. And so now we can hopefully react appropriately, so we're not getting 3 smiting rolls due to the standard 2 buff start.
Yeah, and as you said, it is happening. Coach Nick Cage knows best. But a recall coming out from Demon Cloth right after that red buff, possibly looking to respond to what could be the invade.
We will see. I think she'll be able to get this, Sejuani. We need to start damaging this buff though soon.
That being said, it's starting to look slightly dangerous. If noticed at all, that could be the end of Angel and Ninja falling critically low. Trying to get this buff. Able to pick it up. Gonna use the blast plant.
There we go.
Lean execution.
So good response. Good response by the Sejuani there.
I'm not used to seeing this type of macro play on the side of the blade.
Got an early engaged top lane. Not much coming out of it though.
Yeah, and a little bit of wet noodle fight, but it looks like both sides committing pretty heavily to these fights. Falling around 300 health. So considering I've seen you play a lot of top lane, what do you think about this matchup in the top lane between a Jarvan and a Nautilus?
I don't know what you said. It was breaking up for me a little bit there. So I'm just going to go off and guess what you said. They're right now in the middle lane. Brand is running a little bit low on mana, so she's going to have to either have Sejuani be called over to help push out the lane, or look for opportunity here, because she's very, very low on mana.
We'll give it another shot. Actually, we're going to see a gank coming. Demon Cloth going for this first blood, and an awkward flash to come out from Icebound. Results.
Very awkward
First
flash.
blood for Demon Cloth. He's
Very
going to walk
awkward
into Angel of Ninja. There's the
But
bear
I don't
stun.
think that's a fight you want to pick though.
Yeah, absolutely not. Demon Cloth looking to fight this one out. We might see another flash burn,
Yeah,
but no,
that's
it's
gonna be
too
a death.
late. Double kill for Demon Cloth.
Yeah, that was just a bad rotation play on Sejuani's part. One of the things I do try and instill, and this is for any team that I will coach, is that when a jungler makes a play, that it's not necessarily appropriate to try and react super late. So in this situation, if Udyr is going to be really low, just go into their jungler and make a play. Because right now, we not only gave up a kill, but now you give up this camp, so Udyr is able to clear it as well.
Ooh, as well as an exhaust given up in the bot lane with the little skirmish we had between Storm and Gloryhound.
As well as the heal.
Ooh, not looking too good for Gloryhound on this Draven just yet, but it is a very impressive lane, and Draven can snowball out of control if he's given an inch.
And one thing is that now at this point, with all three health pots being used, now you have a health disadvantage as well, and a sustained disadvantage. This is a lane where I would have really liked to see Sejuani prioritized early.
Instead, Angel of Ninja is going to go for that mid lane. Looking to get the snare. Low mana on Angel of Night, forces the flash out.
Yeah.
Now Crank for the win, wins that engage in a 2v1. Pretty well played standing in that minion wave.
Yeah, that was a pretty poor gank middle just because of how low a mana Angel of Night actually had. And this is also even.
Oh my goodness!
This engage? This is just really. Oh, got a kill here though. Alright, don't go too far. All right, you got lucky with the kill, but it's a poor macro play on this part of the swing.
Yeah, very poor. Not sure what he was thinking there. Tanks the tower, falls. It was looking pretty clean for the Super Saiyan 4s at first. Now Demon Cloth getting spotted out.
Good knowledge to know that you're going to be ganked soon, or potentially ganked. Oh, skirmish in the top lane.
Yeah, we deal with Vipers in that Icebound, trying to bring it to
Don't go
Foley.
any further.
Foley's gonna take it though.
Yeah.
And I feel like one of the major things disrespected in that last skirmish was the shield of Nautilus. He spent so much effort trying to break that shield while Foley was still getting damage on him.
Well, in those types of situations, I think, and this is something that I've told Icebound as well, is that if you win out in a trade, because early, and if you look at the mana bar, if Nautilus wants to try and farm around a tower, he's going to have to use mana to do so. And if he doesn't, then you will win out in terms of having a CS advantage. Instead of looking for the constant home run plays, looking for the singles and the doubles and building a small advantage there. Now, one thing that we're not doing is that we know that their jungler has our red side timing, and instead of syncing that up against us, we're trying to again react to his invade, instead of being proactive and getting their red side jungle.
Yeah, so red stolen quite smoothly from Demon Claw. And as you said, it was reactive instead of proactive. Demon Claw looking pretty good on this Udyr so far. So this doesn't look too good for Diamond Zombies. Glacial Fisher completely with the teleport coming out. Will he make it in time? Does not.
I think so. Alright, and that gives an opportunity for our top lane to build a CS advantage. And in a situation like this, I would really like to see Sejuani put up some wards up into the blue side jungle. Because you know Nautilus isn't there, and you have at the very worst a 2v1 because of the dragon pushing in top side.
On that note, good response to come out of Demon Claw, picks up a lot of that farm. Not missing out too much as a whole for the Super Saiyan 4s. They are ahead 1.6k, which is not too significant just yet. But now,
so right now, J4 needs to be really wary of the fact that, yep, and here it comes a little too late. No, don't go, don't fight, don't fight, don't fight.
Go Super Saiyan 4s. Take out Iceborne Killer, and a lot of this power is coming from the enabling that Demon Claw is bringing to this team by just roaming the map, by constantly picking fights at the right place.
Well, it's also just very poor map awareness on the part of Guardian Angels. There have been multiple times when we have just made the poor macro play. If Nautilus is on the map for a very long period of time, you know is going to be hitting tops. Like, you have to be aware of the fact that Nautilus is definitely going to be coming up there, and there was no, oh, we have a TP play coming in.
The TP play coming out of Icebound Killer, looking to get the gank. It's going to be Angel of Night as well as Icebound, looking to take out Demon Claws. He's been on fire, gets dropped, literally on fire this time. Foley trying to get out, uses the depth charge. It's not going to be enough with Icebound.
Not a
and the
particular
red
fan
buff.
of that play. The red buff should be able to get a kill here.
Yep.
Should be able to.
There it is. 2 kills picked up and a great response to come out of the Guardian Angels.
Very good response. And I'm not sure what... oh, this looks pretty bad. This might be pretty bad here.
Nope, just enough.
Okay, it's fine. We're fine.
It was a risk worth taking.
We should be able to get first blood towers, so the advantage that Udyr is able to build is being mitigated a little bit because of that.
Yeah, I mean,
Now we need to get out, get out.
Onto Icebound and slow. This doesn't look too good for Icebound. He does have flash. Should be able to flash away. There's the stun. Getting chunked out slowly, holding onto the flash very carefully. Still taking a lot of damage. And there's a great knockup from Icebound Killer. Able to take out Demon Claw. The outplay was clutch.
There we go. And flashing the emo too while we're at it.
But despite all that, 2 towers are very low on the side of Guardian. And the pressure Guardian Angels are putting with the lane matchup in the bot lane is starting to pay off as they are going to even up the tower score.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
We might get a tower in the top as well as Folly focuses on that top tower. Here we go, a little bit of skirmish. Frank.
Swan's gonna run out of mana here soon. There it is.
Now Folly taking tower aggro. Goodness, what is he doing?
Oh, sweet. There it is. All right. Honestly, like, the plays that are becoming a top lane are all they're good reactive plays by Icebound. They're more just out and out misplays by the part of Super Saiyans. It's staying way too long or overcommitting way too hard for something. They could be able to get this through smarter play.
I mean, even then, in terms of the overcommittal, he still could have just taken the tower and died for
Absolutely.
He just died to die.
And I do like this lane swap that they're doing. They recognize the top tower is very low, and Jarvan's not going to be able to keep them off this hard. And then afterwards, they're probably going to rotate towards the Rift Herald. I would like to see our bot lane responding kind of fine.
Let's see how this lane swap plays out. They should be able to take the tower quite easily. The Rift Herald, as you mentioned, is open. And with the Dragon off the map, it is the smarter play to do. You start to see the rotation come out of the bot lane of the Guardian Angels, but they're more sticking it in the mid lane so far. And that damage that came out from Icebound Killer, even though he wasn't really committing to it, was pretty painful.
And, oh, this might be a fight about to break out because Swain can't make it there fast enough. We've remained in the mid lane. This is going to be a big fight coming out here soon.
That's working out now. It melted his Demon Claws. 5 members all there. Zero Storm's going to drop. Darkblade should be next. No, able to get around the corner. And that is a free Herald as well as 2 free kills picked up on the side of Guardian Angels.
Very good rotation on the part of Guardian Angels, making that smart move as a group.
That being said, the weakness is starting to show on the side of Super Saiyan 4. Not having Superstorm as the mid laner, it's making it really difficult for them. They're not able to pull off as much. Their top laner really underperforming.
I would like to see us back up in response. They're all full health. I would like to see us back up.
There's a flash forward on the Glory Hound. Glory Hound gets knocked up, rooted, and destroyed. Now Angel of Ninja trying to run out there. Icebound Killer going hard on the Superstore. Double kill picked up by Craig for the win. And we're going to see 3 down. That's a shutdown on the Icebound. And exactly as you said it, full health fight coming out fresh. They fought like they were fresh.
Yeah, that was, again, on both sides, there's been tremendous overstay on both sides. It's not recognizing when one team is strong and the other one is. Now, all the advantage that we had just built up is going to be thrown away. Oh, maybe you're going to kill? No.
Yep,
Nope, we're just going to die here. Again, another massive overstay.
Oh.
But Draven coming with the kill.
Yeah, using the Whirling Death to take out Darkblade Wolf, sneaking it on by, evening up the score in terms of kills. Still gold in favor of the Super Saiyan 4s.
Demon Cloth has been very, very active in terms of trying to secure the opposing buff.
So far, definitely been pretty good star of his team so far.
Absolutely. Swain also is looking to the point when he's going to be getting pretty good. I would like to see an Executioner's Calling built on Draven pretty soon here, as well as a Morello's on Brand. This is the deal with Swain, because right now we have no means of getting rid of his healing that he will get back from his ultimate.
And one thing, I don't know too much about Draven's build. About what Draven's build nowadays, so
The Death Stand front is pretty standard. I will say I'm not really a fan of the no boost build on Draven. Not a big fan of that.
well, you know, mobility, who needs it?
We're gonna get pinched here if we don't get out of here soon. We're gonna get pinched. There we go.
Did you see? It still might be a catch.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna get pinched.
Ninja does get hit by the hook. Looking to try and turn it around. A great snare to come out of Crank for the win. He's going after Glory Hound. Glory Hound getting critically low. Are they going to be able to save him in time? Still falling so fast. The wild growth was huge. They still take out Darkblade Wolf. And down goes Glory Hound. Angel of Night gonna fall next. Angel of Ninja looking to fall as well. Triple kill. Make it a quad. Not just yet, but Folly is gonna pick up the scraps. Still Demon Claw trying to fight this one out. Crank for the win. Doesn't have any more mana.
This is when not having Executioner's Calling, or at least having more mobility on Draven, has really come to hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an ace picked up by the Super Saiyan 4s. No Executioner's Calling, as he said. No Morello Namicon. Crank stayed in there for so long.
Yeah, we have right now. We don't have a method of dealing with them, and I'm not really sure what we're planning on doing in terms of sticking out on that fight, because we engaged that, we stuck around this bot side over here by this bot side river ward way too long. We knew that they were coming as we cleared out the control ward. We had to be a little smarter with that.
So now, pretty strong lead in favor of the Super Saiyan 4s. The Blue pick up the Mountain Drake, putting this to 1-1 apiece in terms of Mountain Drakes and Drakes overall. And now, this is where Crank is going to start getting scary. With that triple kill, he's only going to start snowballing at this rate, and we do need to start seeing the responses, start seeing the Grievous Wounds items coming out.
Yeah, we need to be having a bit more of an answer for Swain, because right now Swain, as much as Demon Cloth has gotten him ahead, at this point it's going to be the Swain that's going to be carrying the fights at this point. We need to have a bit better mobility in team fights, but we also frankly need to have a bit better vision. If you look at the map, I see a lot of vision on the part of the blue team in their jungle, and also this one over on their side. But if you look at our side, we see one control ward that is right by the river, not getting too much knowledge, just gotten replaced here, and then one other control ward behind us. So there could be better vision and control on the part of Guardian Angel.
Yeah, and plain and simple, vision wins games. We need to get that vision up. We need to spot out the movement, specifically of Demon Cloth, because he is walking around and enabling a lot of this. And then it's just Cranked, standing in the middle of the team, taking advantage of the positions that Demon Cloth has allowed for him.
One thing that is very apparent is that we are very much missing Arrow in terms of a shot calling perspective.
Yeah, it does seem like there's a little bit of confusion going on. There goes the ultimate out of Angel of Ninja. Demon Cloth getting to the back line, trying to get into Angel of Night, but Icebound jumps so far forward. He's trying to get out now. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Drops the Demon Cloth, and there's Angel of Night going to drop the Crank. We do see 3 down Follies in the mix, trying to get on to Angel of Night. Unable to get on him just yet, but there is Dark Blade Wolf, and that's another kill. 4 picked up. A legendary, amazing Swain to come out in this game, just doing so much. Still no response in items.
Nope, no response in items. That may be the deathfall for us. Right now, we're not building to stop the thing that's really killing us. And even so, after that, Draven is building a BF sword afterwards. Still no boots, still no executioner's calling. Not a fan of this build by Glory Hound.
Yeah, and have we seen Glory Hound do the Draven in the past?
He mains it. That's his champion that he likes to play. Whenever he has a chance to play it, he loves to try and priority pick it. We're expecting a little bit more out of his build choices. As right now, he just is too slow to reposition in fights, and he doesn't have a method of dealing with the problem they need to deal with.
When I say in the past, I'm mostly referring to Dragon League.
He's played it once so far in Dragon League, and it was a game that we did very, very well in. But obviously, it's not being replicated in this game.
So yeah, as this game goes on, the gold lead gets more and more difficult to deal with. Already 5K in favor of the Super Saiyan 4s. And if we take a look at the pockets of these players, 9.4 overall goal for Cranked for the win.
Yep.
At 22 minutes, that's pretty disgusting. You look at his build, and he's already well set off. It's going to be very difficult for Guardian Angels to come back, and they have to play it very carefully. But sadly enough, they don't have the most late game of team comps.
We don't. I think that if we're going to be looking for a play, first and foremost, there's the Executioner's calling finally out of Draven. We need to be able to play around the fact that they only have really one method of engage, and if they aren't able to get that off, then we can counter.
So we are getting the siege onto the turret. And there goes the ultimate once again, lands on the Demon Cloth, and a counter engage coming out from Crank. Crank trying to get into the middle of this volley as well, trying to get into the middle. Crank running critically low, but a great Hourglass saves him and does so much damage. That's a double kill picked up by Crank. He's looking for a 3. He's looking to end this early. Triple kill picked up by Crank. He might be trying to set up for a pentakill at this rate. Looking to get Angel of Night. Running low on mana, might die to the tower. A shutdown by Angel of Night. And another tower down. They got Crank, but over his own cockiness.
Yeah. Not looking too good for the home team in Guardian. Not looking good at all.
Unfortunately, I was quite worried about the comfort picks, but it feels like they're working against them at this point.
Well, at this point, I just feel that there's been a number of missteps when it comes to decision making, particularly out of the lack of boots and the very, very late Executioner's calling. We had a couple of moments in the team fight, especially this moment early on when we overstayed way too long from the middle lane, and we had an advantage with Herald after they went for it a poor time, but we stayed way, way too long, and we gave up just as much as we got.
You know, kind of like Volley just did.
Absolutely.
Once again, this time he tried to all in the tower, and it completely did not work.
Guardian.
Dragon being called on the side of Guardian Angel. In all honesty, that's a dragon they desperately need.
I mean, at this point, any objective is going to be helpful. This is something that we need we need any little small advantage we can get at this point.
So the Dragon going in favor of Guardian Angel. And considering how much siege pressure the Super Saiyans do have and they've been applying, you definitely don't want more mountain drakes on that.
Absolutely.
Position.
I'm really intrigued at what Super Saiyan is going to be looking to do right now. Because right now I feel like they're stalling out just a little bit. They're not quite sure what they want to accomplish. I'm really curious as to what they are thinking right now.
I mean, they do have a low tower. They do have an inhibitor exposed. Very key objectives.
I feel like they could be,
for, but they're kind of just flimming around in mid lane, looking to do the ARAM.
yeah, they could be forcing pretty hard here, particularly with the J4 bottom. I might be looking for a fight here soon. Flash is up on Udyr.
Demon Clock might look to go for that flash, but really, with the way Guardian Angels have been fighting, they almost have to give up this inhibitor. Just
Well,
look
again.
at that.
Oh, that could have been a free engage, I feel like. Well, again, I think.
Goodness, a terrible use of the glacial.
Is that X sniffing?
And we see the fight break out. Angel of Night's gonna fall next. Demon Claw going straight after Glory Hound. Low health bars everywhere. We might see the end of this game right now. Glory Hound able to get the stun, but drops thanks to that Thorn Mail. And that's a double kill. That's a clean ace. Triple kill
game.
picked up by Demon Claw.
That is game.
And that is the game.
Well, unfortunately, just due to some overstays on the part of Guardian Angels and frankly the poor item choices that we made led to us at this point. Oh, they're not ending the game. Oh, well, okay, then we're gonna keep casting.
And Guardian Angels, you know, it might give them a chance to come back, but the thing is, that whipped Glacial Prison was terrible. That, like, you don't engage off of that, but they still went for it. And after they gave that inhibitor, they already lost it. Why try for something after?
Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to play here because they do take Dragon Baron very quickly. I would not do an engage here. There you go, back up.
I guess the main thing is, like, why engage late on
Well,
a failed
it's something-
engage?
Absolutely. There has to be a resistance to if a play doesn't work out, then you need to be able to cut your losses as a player and as a team. And if you're unable to do that, you get fights like that. I missed my ultimate, but we're still gonna go in anyway. It's a big cooldown, and I don't know what to do, but we're gonna go in anyway.
So now Guardian Angels, first place team, looking to beat these drones. Set down to second place, but on that note, they will be tied in second place with the Super Saiyans. As well
I
as
will say if this game continues at the way it's looking right now, I'm very interested in meeting this team again in the playoffs. Because that lobby was lit, and the rivalry has been born.
Oh yeah, I mean we saw the pre-draft lobby. It was already getting heated. Here we go, another siege onto the tower, but with the Baron buff, it's going to be a very hard to defend it. And with supers coming in two lanes, there's a hook landing flush. A use of the flash binding barely connects. The Glacial Prison goes out. Crank really doesn't care. He's standing in the middle of this, in the middle of no man's land. Might actually drop
There we
for it.
go.
And they do manage to pick up one, but still, the pressure is so deeply on, it almost picks off Subaru Storm.
Don't step on that trap again.
But Demon Cloth in the base, giving those minions the Baron buff, trying to take down this Nexus. Here comes Angel Ninja, going after Demon Cloth, trying to chase him out, but still Demon Cloth being a complete nuisance.
Absolutely. And this is something that you need to be able to know when to back off and trying to fight him and when to prioritize clearing the minion wave. Because right now the minion wave is the biggest problem, not the Udyr.
You know, Superstorm still applying pressure to the top lane. He has gone for the static shiv in Infinity Edge, looking to possibly get that rapid fire cannon that's become so meta with ADCs. Doing that double seal crit item in Infinity Edge build.
Right now, I'm not a big fan of Sejuani and Braum spending this much time trying to deal with Udyr. They're not going to be able to stop him. Additionally, they're two people who could be used to hard engage. Along with the J4 as he goes in.
Yeah, we do have a fight breaking out through Storm. Drops as well as Darkblade. They are able to get Icebound, a pretty good pick, but still Demon Cloth in the base, looking to annoy the Guardian Angels as much as possible to distract them, to send them into other lanes. He's trying to trick GG this at this rate. Oh, the
Braum missing the Q is really what did that there. Braum missing that Q.
Yeah, that missed Q could have been the end of Demon Cloth. All that being said, they did defend the top inhibitor despite losing a Nexus tower.
One thing I will say about this situation is, although it's looking pretty dire for Guardian Angel, the game frankly should have been over, and I'm not a particular fan of any team playing around with their food, and I almost feel that's what Super Saiyan is doing.
In a sense, I mean, they did set up for the siege and sent Demon Cloth towards the mid lane to try and do that disruption, but you gotta give credit to Icebound Killer. He did do a pretty good engage that took out both Superstorm and Darkblade.
He did. Now it looks like Super Saiyan is looking to set up Vision here to... Both inhibs are up, so we don't have to deal with supers anymore, and their Baron buff is gone.
On to Angel Ninja.
We need to get J4 out of that bot lane.
And a brilliant hook onto Gloryhound, forces the flash out of him. That tower getting excruciatingly low is gonna drop to Superstorm. Meanwhile, Demon Cloth still trying to wreak havoc and distract people. A great knockup to come out of Icebound, but he's by himself into 4 people. Has to flash out to stay alive. Now we might see a stun. There's the stun onto Crank for the win. Crank still healing up. The Executioner's Calling is doing a decent amount of work. He got too close. Gloryhound falls. And now Crank in the middle of 3 members will finally meet his demise. Superstorm able to take out Icebound meanwhile. But that's an inhibitor dropping. They're going after Angel of Ninja. And caught out is Diamond Zombie. That's the last Nexus.
That's just a little too late. A little too late. As Udyr flashes on, is going to secure this kill.
Yeah, that's at 33 minutes. Fortunately enough for the Super Saiyan 4s, they managed to dethrone Guardian Angels, giving them their first loss of the season and making it possibly a 3-way tie for first place.
All right, well played on the part of Super Saiyan 4. I will say Guardian Angels had a couple of macro mistakes in terms of overstaying, had a big mistake in terms of not having proper item priority early on, building that BF sword into Infinity Edge, not finishing it, and then going back into the Executioner's Calling as a third item. I thought that was a very, very late Executioner's Calling. But overall, some things to work on. I'm going to put on my coach hat. Some things to work on as a team. Yeah,
absolutely. And it's definitely not the end of the Guardian Angels. This is a
absolutely
learning league.
not.
And you know, even losses are the best ways to learn.
And that's exactly how I feel that this entire league, and it's something that we need to do a little bit better as a community, if I'm going to be real frank, in terms of prioritizing the league system as a method of learning. And I think that when I get back in the Discord chat, there's going to be some learning that needs to be done, that needs to take place. Hopefully, I will say that I did have an undefeated team in Dragon League and a winless team in Elder League. So maybe we just switch it up and maybe my Elder team can get their first W tomorrow. Maybe.
I'll be rooting for you, Nick.
All right. Thank you, Decerux, for inviting me on to cast with you. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for giving that critical insight with your team. It's been interesting to see how your team was going to play this as according to your coaching, and it seems like you're doing a great job. It's just your first loss. I'm looking forward to what else the Guardian Angels will do, and possibly a playoffs match between Super Saiyan 4s and the Guardian Angels would be great to see.
All right. Thank you, Decerux.
Take care.
User disconnected from your channel.
So yeah, on that note, we will be cleaning up this cast. It's been a long day, needlessly long to be honest, but overall, pretty good set of games. Super Saiyan 4 taking it. The Guardian Angels 2-1. Guardian Angels experiencing their first loss of the season. That brings us to a possible three-way tie for first place, depending if Fifth Harmony won their game. We will find out much later. But for now, I'm Decerux, followed by my co-casters for Game 1, Humpalicious for Game 2. It's Nick Cage, the coach of Guardian Angels. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you soon.